Hello, everybody. How are you? It is a rainy Monday here in Cincinnati, Ohio, and talk about recognizing divine timing. I came to the library, which is in the community, and of course, as always, I ran into some students because they don't have school today. So, one young man was walking through the library with his headphones on and singing, actually wailing rather loudly. And I just said to him, "Son, you do understand that this is not the school. This is a library. So what they may put up with at school, they don't have to put up with at the library." And that is something when you think about. Um, I know when my kids were in this age, I'm so thankful that I was in a role where I had a lot of flexibility. So, like for instance, today is Monday. I only taught on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the university, so therefore that meant that I was available for my kids, and that's not the way it is for most of us who work. So, our kids come to libraries, they go to malls. He's looking at me now. Our kids go to libraries, they go to malls, and that's when a lot of the problems start. And I know that with a young age, we're talking middle school kids, high school kids, that they're not really aware of social proprieties. I think we take it for granted that, okay, we teach our kids, but we have to also teach our children to be mindful of themselves. Regardless of who's being loud, who they're hanging out with, our children need to be mindful of what they are responsible for. And the number one responsibility they have is in choosing their friends wisely. Because, for instance, I don't believe this young man goes to the school where I am located right now. He may, but I haven't come into contact with him. However, the two young ladies are. They're aware of Dr. White. And so when I walked in and I said, "Oh, hello," and they're like, "Oh, Dr. White, what you about to do?" I said, "I came here to get some work done." So after I talked to their friend about his loud wailing in the library, they called him over. And I guess they must have put a little bug in his ear because he then apologized and said he didn't mean it. And that's when we talk about it takes a village, it does take a village. And it doesn't mean that the village has to all the time know the children. I have a reputation going all the way back. Okay. Well, yes, I would go into my local library because I always live close to libraries. Go into the local library, there would be some kids there after school causing problems. Library staff they are not babysitters. So I would check the kids and say, "Look, if you are in here to get some work done, get your work done. If you're not in here to get work done, go home." Somebody may say, "Well, they need to be in the library." They need to be in the library and understand the rules. And this is what I'm talking about from the beginning. And what I said to them is this: the public library is not synonymous. And I broke it down. The public library is not your school setting. The things that they can get away with in school, no one's here writing referrals. What they do in the public setting is they call the police. So therefore, as a member of the village, I want to check the kids nicely but firmly, check them before the police are called. So if you're a parent and your kids are out of school because of professional development or whatever is going on at the schools, talk to your kids about being mindful about, number one, who they're with, where they are, and yes, represent your family. Regardless of what that makeup of the family is, represent, and if nothing else, represent who you want to be, not who you're around. So that's just my little, I guess you can say, my midday rant. But I actually take a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun when I'm running into some of the kids from school because they get that look like, "Oh, she's here." It's like, "Yeah, I'm here." So y'all have a good afternoon. Talk to your kids, your nieces, nephews, grandchildren. Talk to them about what they do when there are no adults around and when there are adults around, and what those adults' responsibilities are for them. Because again, the public library is not the place to be laughing. I mean, you can laugh, but the public library is not for loud discussions. It's not for music other than in your earphones, and I shouldn't be able to hear it. Okay?